Welcome to Travel in Style, the series that brings you the very best of the best. Our first stop is one of the most important tourist destinations in the country. This is the historic center, a must for any lover of colonial architecture. Here, buildings like the Archbishop's Palace, the Basilica Cathedral, and of course, the seat of the government, the Palace of Justice, are all quite incredible buildings to behold.
You can find everything in Lima.
But there is much more than just beautiful buildings here. This is a shopper's paradise.
A lot of silver jewelry boutiques, also textiles, alpacas. We can say that we are a country that also offers history, cultural, also security for people coming from abroad. And another reason why you need to come to Peru is because you now have luxury hotels.
Like here, the Miraflores Park Hotel, a coastal oasis of luxury that's the place to be seen in the city. Here, the mega-rich mingle with celebrities and politicians alike. Its restaurants buzz with an ambience of the well-heeled. This is a place not only to relax, but to strike and close business deals.
The 82 suites that we have in Miraflores Park Hotel are the biggest one in the local market.
But if you're just out for a vacation and avoiding the world of business, don't worry. This hotel also has a much softer side. This is a great location to just relax and enjoy. In the mornings, you can take a sumptuous breakfast buffet while gazing out over the view of Lima or the huge rolling waves of the ocean, followed by a dip in one of the highest pools in town. Perfect. But should you want to soak with a little extra privacy, then check into the presidential suite on the 11th floor. It not only has terrific views, but has its own outside plunge pool as well. Just perfect for a little romance. It does seem that nothing beats a candlelit dinner. However, it's time to enjoy the moment and the views and store them as memories because we must move on. We are flying off again to Peru's second largest city, Arequipa. Like Lima, the architecture steals the show. Great parks, great squares, but we have flown here not to stay and admire, but to drive to one of the highest hotels in the world. High in the Andean Mountains, we are heading for Colca Canyon. The 4-hour drive takes you to an altitude of 5,000 meters, the same height as base camp in Mount Everest. But the long drive is worth it. For this impressive canyon, which, by the way, is twice as deep as the Grand Canyon in Arizona, is home to these enormous birds. The condor. These sacred Andean birds are actually very large vultures. They have enormous wingspans of up to 3.2 meters, and so are well known for their elegant and spectacular flight. But beware, these birds are so powerful, they will take a small calf or goat from the edge of the cliff, if given half the chance. Nature, wildlife, and trekking are at the heart of our next hotel. But can that be achieved in world-class style at such high altitudes? Well, you're looking at Las Casitas del Colca, or the Little Houses of Colca, and each one in this remote village-styled resort is yours to stay in, to live in, and feel at home.
When we just made the first house, the sample casita, most of the people, we didn't know how to call it. Not a room, not a house, so we called them casitas. And when we started doing looking for the name of the property, I was looking at the guest comment that the people say on our guest book, and they say, most of them say, we feel like home. We feel like we like it as well. They make us feel like a family. So casitas, I think, involve that, like a little house.
These little houses are truly the height of luxury. Each villa has its own private plunge pool that isn't overlooked by any neighbors. They all have a log fire in the bedroom, and the decor is with local beauty in mind, with an emphasis placed on natural materials. Walls are made of brick, while roofs are constructed of wood and handcrafted tiles. In the suite, it's all mod cons, with Wi-Fi and even a dock for your MP3 player. But it's the inside-outside bathrooms that are just simply beautiful. Here, the experience is very back to nature. Just imagine, for example, showering under the open sky. When you stay here, be prepared to join in with all of the activities. It's a little tough at first, as some people do struggle with the altitude, but the thin air is exhilarating. Walks, rides, or fishing at these heights are somehow made even more special. You really feel that you've earned the downtime for a little siesta by your plunge pool, or, of course, a massage in the spa. Inspired by the Inca world, this haven of relaxation embraces nurturing philosophy with a unique menu of revitalizing body treatments inspired by fresh herbs and organic products that are indigenous to the Andes, Colca Valley, and the highlands of Peru. This is a fantastic place for children to stay. As well as the fun of the water activities in the pool, they are encouraged to explore and discover. It's a little like staying on a farm with endless gardens and fish-filled ponds. Even a walk through the expansive vegetable gardens can turn into an adventure for the young at heart. It was always the plan for this resort to become completely self-sufficient with its fresh produce. But the gardeners have been so successful at growing all manner of herbs and root vegetables that they have started to help the local community by providing the ingredients to make soup for the needy of a nearby village.
Sister Antonia is from the Merignol congregation. She's in Peru like 50 years, and in Colca especially, she's 35 years. She's living here. She helped to the community, the poor people, with breakfast every day. She prepares like 400 breakfasts for the people who need it, and the way that she asks for the payment or like a contribution is with a piece of wood or a piece of something that helps to make a fire. They start 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning to prepare either a soup or some milk or any kind of hot meal. And a couple of, they give breads and fruits as well. And they do it from Monday to Saturday.
This scheme is all part of the hotel's commitment to social responsibility. Guests have the option of joining in too by donating just $1 per night.
When all the people is there waiting for them, they register in a book. They leave the piece of wood and they go to receive their breakfast.
And so, at first light every morning, a procession of the hungry begins. Guests are invited to see this humbling sight. For most, it puts life in perspective. And for those who donate, it brings a satisfying feeling. It's good to know that they have helped a local community. And it's also a unique experience to see their charitable results at work firsthand.
Hello, Iguazu. We have flown south to the border of Brazil and Argentina in search of adventure. This national park alone boasts some 66,000 hectares of subtropical rainforest and offers nature treks for wildlife seekers by jeep, horseback, and on foot. There are more than 400 species of birds here, which is very impressive. but it's the raging rivers and torrents of the waterfalls that most people come to visit, and they do so in as many ways as possible. By helicopter, by abseiling, and by very powerful speedboats. These 300 horsepower ribs are the perfect tool for getting up close and personal to one of Mother Nature's biggest power plants. The eyeball-shaking, knuckle-biting ride is not for the faint-hearted, nor for those with a fear of water. These brave souls on board are speeding towards 400,000 gallons of water per second, thundering down a drop of 269 feet. Whew, it seems that the captain has decided that this view is close enough. But hey, that wouldn't be any fun. So it's throttles on and in for the shower of a lifetime. Hold your breath. At 5,249 feet, Victoria Falls in South Africa takes the record for the largest single curtain of water. But here at Igauza, there are 275 falls across a distance of 1.6 miles, making them the widest waterfalls in the world. Daily, 1.3 million square feet of water pour endlessly, creating a constant roar that can be heard for miles. But that's enough demographics. Let's take to the air and check out where the world-class team has chosen to stay. Is it possible to find a luxury hotel in a subtropical rainforest? You're looking down at the Hotel das Cataratas, an oasis of luxury that's perched within 400 feet of the best view of the falls. Built in colonial style, the hotel has just been completely renovated and has the most spectacular views from its rooms. It's the only hotel within the national park, allowing guests to enjoy exclusive access to the falls each morning before the park opens at 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. The general manager, Celso Valle, knows this is a unique position to be in, quite literally.
It's a privilege to be here in front of the falls. We have by now 9 times the regular volume of the water. Something very, very special. We are talking about 10,000 cubic meters per second. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. From your room, you can take a nap at afternoon or sleep at night, just listen to the roar. It's something really, really special.
The noise of the falls is somehow comforting, never stopping, always there. It's humbling and puts the world back into perspective. How small we humans are against the relentless power of Mother Nature.
Falls are lovely. It has some very, very power energy. It's like recharging your batteries. This river, Iguazu River, it's right in the border of Brazil and Argentina. It goes all the way down about 15 or 16 kilometers to meet the Paraná River in the Brazilian and Paraguayan border. This area here, especially here, if we could cross the river, it would be about 500 yards away from Argentina. So you can easily see the other country from here. Most of the falls are in Argentinian side, but the only way to see it is from Brazil. So this is, I have no doubt, this is the best.
The name Iguazu originates from the Guarani language and means big water, which is something of an understatement. When viewed from the air, big just doesn't come into the equation. From here, it's simply awesome. There are 19 big waterfalls, the biggest of which is the Devil's Throat, which measures over 90 meters high and generates a rainbow from its plume that can be seen by day and even by night under a full moon. The hotel is the perfect base to explore this region. It's hard to believe that such sanctuary could be created in an environment that could so easily be hostile. Inside, the rooms have been decorated in Portuguese style and feature paintings of local flora and fauna by the well-known Brazilian artist Ludmila de Montes. With a myriad of thrill-seeking activities to try in the park, this is a real chill zone.
People love the experience of being here. It's just, it looks like paradise. You have a chance to see a lot of different animals.
Like this odd-looking fella, an Azaras aguti, a small relative of the capybara.
We have several kinds of birds, different species here. It's about 300 or so. Also for butterflies, we have the puma, the jaguar, deers, lizards.
Better make that lizards of all sizes. But the guys who really steal the show in the gardens are these incredible birds. At first glance, from behind, this could be any blackbird or crow. But wait for that profile shot. Now you get the picture. With large, boldly colored bills that give them a distinctly out-of-balance appearance. These are, of course, toucans. It's almost a marvel they can fly, but actually, and thankfully for these comical birds, their bills are much lighter in weight than they appear, because the inside is mostly hollow. Toucans get their name from tucano, given to them by the Tupi Indians of Brazil, and there are around 42 different species of them. While out and about, you will easily spot 2 or 3 varieties in the trees of Iguazu. But if you prefer cheating with your bird spotting, then help is at hand in the Parque das Aves, where you get to see some amazing tropical birds up close. Here, roseate spoonbills waddle with scarlet ibis, while macaws watch with interest. But once again, stealing the show are our friends, the toucans. Is that close enough for you?
They are very funny, they are very curious, they used to be very near people, and because they are interested in colors, and if you have a ring or if you have something in your hair, they're always looking and they're always near people to see what happened and what they're doing, especially when you have a camera to take pictures, there's always some metal and that shines and they want to see what happened.
This fella is the Toko toucan, the largest and arguably the best-known species in the toucan family. Inside his bill, his tongue is almost as long and totally flat. He appears to have big blue eyes, but actually, look closer. It's just a thin line of blue skin. How about that? Mother Nature's own eyeliner. Talking of nature, it's a jungle out there, and one to be explored. Let's move away from cages and aviaries and discover the secrets that hide under the canopy of this lush environment.
We are in a subtropical rainforest. We have 185,000 hectares of this forest. It's one of the last remainder of subtropical rainforest that we have in the world. The subtropical rainforest, here for example, the canopy is not so dense, so thick like in Amazon one. So what happened is the light can pass through the canopy and touch the soil. So that's why we have a different strata of vegetation here. We used to say it's so much easier you walk through Amazon jungle than here, because there the canopy is really, really thick. It's like a carpet, yes, and so it's really hard for the light to pass through it. But here not, here is totally different. Here, for example, is one of the last habitats for animals like pumas, jaguars, ocelots. For example, margai cat. So we have here more than 85 different kinds of mammals.
Now, who's that hanging around?
This is the capuchin monkey. We have two species of monkey in the park. We have the capuchin and the howler monkey, but this one is really hard to see. They live in groups, like 20 to 30 of them. We have a leader, and they spend 70% of their life in the trees. They are one of the most intelligent monkey in America because they can take stones to break nuts, and also they can take like a branch to get in honey. So they're really clever.
Their name, Capuchin, derives from a group of friars named the Order of Friars Minor Capuchin, who wore brown robes with large hoods covering their heads. So the explorers who first discovered this monkey thought they looked like, well, monks. Uh-oh, surely that is one leap too far.
Let's try. I saw many times they jumped, but I never saw like this. They're amazing.
Well, thankfully, the little fellow made it and lives to tell his tale of human spotting another day. Which brings us neatly to the close of another day in paradise. Torches are lit. And the barbecue, known as churrasco, a big tradition in Brazil, is well underway. In the Twilight Gardens, the setting sun is masked behind the hotel, but a fiery golden glaze seen through the windows gives a clue that Mother Nature is working a new wonder across the mighty falls, who just never stop roaring. Incredible, awesome, or just big water. Let's just settle for Iguazu for now. Sadly, that's all we have time for. So, it's goodbye from Brazil.